Hello everybody, welcome back to Battleground Minecraft. I make my job extraordinarily hard myself because I didn't realize that my microphone wasn't on up until the battle flag ceremony. So for this whole game, it's going to be me talking to you, voiceover OTJ. Yeah, so today's matchup is the Demented Dragons and the Feral Foxes. The Dragons have their full roster here today, and the Foxes have everybody except Tempered Colt. Now, if the Dragons win today, they'll go to a tiebreaker match for the 5th seat against the Pipples, and maybe the Tigers. And if the Foxes win today, they'll go to a tiebreaker match with for the 1st seat with the Alligators and the Sharks. So today's game is called Die Hard. So players will start up in these medieval-looking pillars, and when the game starts, they can jump into the playing field, and they have to dye as many of the sheep of their team's color. So the foxes have to dye the sheep orange, and the dragons have to dye the sheep purple. PvP will be enabled, so they can fight each other. It's mostly just to try to distract them or get them away from the sheep. I did make a side note during the game that I didn't want them fighting each other the whole game. But I mean, if they did, I couldn't really do anything about it. But I didn't really want them fighting the entire game. But you'll see sometimes they fight a lot. But anyways, yeah, the team with the most amount of sheep died at the end of 3 minutes will be the round victor and best of 5. Now, obviously, because of my voiceover, you're not going to hear any of the interviews today. So without further ado, let's just get straight into the gameplay. And here we are in the first round. So remember, they have to dye as many of the sheep as they can of their team's color. By the end of the 3 minutes, whoever has the most sheep dyed will win the round. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this, but there is supposed to be 50 sheep in this circle. We kind of fucked it up the first 2 rounds. This first round, there's 40 sheep. And that's because when we loaded in the structure, apparently not all the sheep loaded in properly, so only 40 sheep were loaded in. And then in the second round, we put in 10 more when we loaded the structure back with the sheep, as we thought we had to put in 10 more sheep. But the 50 sheep originally loaded properly in the second round, so we ended up just adding 10 more unnecessarily. So there were 60 sheep in the second round, but every other round, the sheep are just fine. So yes, for the first round, there's 40 sheep. Second round, there's 60 sheep, and then every other round that's played, there are 50 sheep. So, apologize for that fuck up on our end, but yeah. Anyways, enough about my fuck ups and onto the gameplay. Right now, foxes definitely have more than the dragons right now. The foxes, their clicks per second are, I believe that they are faster than the dragons. I know Scar and I believe Doglever are computer players. Flame, the dragons, I think all of them might be computer players, except Flame does not. I know she does not click as fast as everyone else, but she definitely plays her heart out whenever she plays in any event. But as you can see, we had a fight there on the other side of the playing field. Foxes, a lot of territory, but the dragons trying to keep pace with the fox's speed of dyeing these sheep. We're coming up on a minute to go in this first round. Now the dragons, their season 100%, they need to win this game. A win for them will have them going to the tiebreaker match at the very minimum against the Pitbulls. The Tigers could potentially enter that 5th seat tiebreaker match against the Dragons and the Pitbulls if they do not beat the Grizzlies. Because the Grizzlies need to sweep the Tigers in order to have themselves a chance at going to the playoffs. So there's a lot at stake here going to the end of this regular season. But 30 seconds to go now. The Dragons look like they've caught up to the Foxes' pace, mostly because the Foxes are focused on beating the crap out of the Dragons. As you can see, V-Ray is putting the shit out of Scar and trying to put him in a corner. Coming up on 15 seconds here. This looks like it's going to be a close one coming down to the wire. Who is going to finish the job with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that is time. And now let's count up the sheep. Alright, well there you see it, folks. Foxes win the first round, 21-19. A close one there by the Dragons. Tried to make a comeback nearing the end there. And we are now getting ready for the second round, so here we go. And we're about to start the second round, and looks like Jake apparently fell in the pit at some point, and he's running back to his side before the round starts. And thank you for that, Jake. I guess I didn't see that he had jumped into the pit prematurely, but oh well, we go on with the round. And right off the bat, V-Ray just punching the shit out of Flame. My goodness. Not letting her get any room, and this is one of those moments. I did go into the Foxes VC a few times and tell them to chill out with the fighting, but obviously there's no penalty for excessive PvPing. V-Ray just putting Flame in the corner at this moment. Flame trying to fight back, but not really much she can do right now. She does fight back enough to get herself out of that situation, so now heading up on a little more than 2 minutes to go here. The field is about split right now with orange and purple, but the Fox is looking to take quick control of the situation, regain some territory. I think the main issue with the PvP strategy is if you PvP for too long, you start punching the enemy team for too long, they could start to take control of the sheep. And as you saw there for a minute, there were a lot of purple sheep on the field for the Dragons. Now, again, the Foxes are trying to take over, but it's looked like it's split once again. But, oh, never mind. Foxes once again taking over the field here. On the Dragons right now, it's Scar and Flame, and it's Jake and V-Ray for the Foxes playing in the second round. Now, a Foxes win today would not only push the Foxes to the first seat tiebreaker game, but it will also allow the Pipples to enter the playoffs, as a Dragons win would force the Pipples to enter a 5th seat tiebreaker with them if the Dragons were to win today. But a Foxes win would certify the Pipples into the postseason. So I know the Pipples are sitting at home praying that the Foxes win this game here. Less than a minute to go, roughly about 45 seconds coming up here. We got the players punching the shit out of each other in the back. So 40 seconds now left, or less than 40. Paparito looking alone, looking on the sideline of his team, cheering his team on. And can the Dragons make up some more territory here? We've got 20 seconds coming up. Fox is looking to continue to put the boot to the neck here, and they're doing a good job. They're starting to take over every single piece of sheep here. Can they get all the sheep before time expires? There's only like 4 sheep of the Dragons here, and time is up, and I think that the Foxes got every single wool. Yes, the Foxes got every single sheep to be orange, so no need to count. Foxes win the second round. Let's head to the third one. And we are here in round 3. Foxes 2-0 lead here. One more win, and they will be going to the tiebreaker match with the Sharks and the Alligators. For the Foxes in this round, it's V-Ray and Paparito, Dragons, Scar, and Waffly Bat. And here we go. And right off the bat, players just punching the shit out of each other. It's Scar versus V-Ray, Waffly Bat versus Paparito. Now, I do want to say, I want to preface that if the Dragons do get swept here, they will be eliminated from the season. A loss alone will not eliminate them, but a sweep will. So being down 0-2, they need to start picking up the pace here if they want to keep not only this game alive and keep their hopes up, but obviously their season. I think the players, I was gonna say that I think the players have stopped fighting, but then I But then again, here we go again. The players just once again beating the shit out of each other as we approach 2 minutes left in the round. Dog Lover is in attendance today. He has not been in any of these rounds yet. I know he's itching to be thrown in, but the call of who gets thrown in to these rounds is Esper or Flame or Chewy Wafer. But again, as we've seen, it looks pretty split right now. You can even see the Dragons at this point have the lead, but the Feral Foxes, they are a scrappy bunch. You think that you're safe, but then they just come bulldozing, crushing your dreams. And no lead is safe with the Foxes. As we've seen in previous videos, if you recall, the Superior Sharks had the chance to get the #1 seat and go to the semifinals immediately in that Archer game, the Dizzy Darts game. They had a 2-0 lead, but the Foxes were able to stay composed and win that game, even being down 0-2. So you think you're safe against the Foxes, and they just come and take those hopes and put them in a trash bin. But the Dragons need to win at least one round to keep their season alive. We'll see if they can win this round to try to win the game, but it's getting close here. 30 seconds approaching. Again, right now the field looks about even, but then the Foxes come stampeding with the wool and start making the wool, just every piece of sheep, just make them orange. Fun fact, I am commentating this. I'm doing the voiceover at 1 a.m. at night, so I'm stumbling over my words and I sound a little tired. It's because I am. 5 seconds left here. And the round is over. Let's go ahead and count up these points. Let's see if the Foxes win the game or if the Dragons keep their hopes alive. And as you can see there, folks, a close game, 26-24, but the Foxes will come out with the win, and they are going to go to the tiebreaker game against the Alligators and the Sharks. But now we go to sudden death to see if they can end the Dragons season. Alright, we are now in sudden death. If the Dragons get swept, their season comes to a close. The Foxes have already pushed their ticket to the first seat tiebreaker game, so we will see them there. But will the Foxes show mercy for the Dragons, or will they go for the kill, slash the throat, if you will? And we've started off the game, round 4 here in Die Hard. Now, the Foxes once again just going absolutely mayhem on the Dragons. They are punching and dying the sheep at the exact same time. Dragons, right now, they are just more so trying to just die the sheep as best they can, trying to weather the storm of the Foxes' punches. And the Dragons have had 2 games where they were in striking distance, but just couldn't do enough to get the win. And Dog Lover is now in the game. Dog Lover is in the game. I think it's Dog Lover and Scar going up against Jake and V-Ray. V-Ray for the Foxes. What a pickup by the Foxes for this year. 2nd overall pick. And what a turnaround for the Foxes. If you go back to last season, the Foxes, they won majority of their games in the first half of the season. The second half didn't win any. Went to a lot of sudden deaths, blocked every sweep they went to, but blocking the sweep doesn't get you a flag. And the Foxes were eliminated last season, and now look at the turnaround just by V-Ray being on the team. You could argue he has changed the momentum of the Foxes, because the Foxes are now just looking to punch their ticket into the first seat and go straight to the semifinals and the playoffs. That episode, by the way, will be next week. Alligators, Foxes, Sharks for the first seat. And the Dragons. I mean, the one person I've got to get up to is Flame. Esper, she's a loyal dragon to the bone. Even through all the mishaps, the misadventures, the losses, and even in season 2 where the Dragons had a playoff berth, but ended up getting swept in the semifinals. She is a loyal dragon to the heart, and you got to give massive respect to her for being with this organization for as long as she has. She's been here since the start of it. But less than 30 here now, and the Foxes looking like they might win the 4th round unless the Dragons make a major switch here for the Sheep. But the Foxes starting to take over here with about 10 seconds coming up. Can they go to round 5? And it looks like they might here, folks. The Foxes, it looks like they're going to win this 4th round. And let's take a look here. I did do a quick count. Yes, the Foxes are going to win the 4th round, 34 to 16. Alright, well, this is it. Dragons, Foxes, one more time. Dragons win this. They keep their season alive and will need to hope that the Grizzlies sweep the Tigers. Foxes win this. The Dragons season is over. And the game should be starting right now. Into the game, it's Paparito and V-Ray going up against Waffly Bat and Scar. Now, Scar and V-Ray once again going toe-to-toe, beating the shit out of each other. And Paparito going after Waffly Bat. Waffly Bat not really responding with punches, just trying to dye as many wool as he can. Paparito not doing a great job of keeping him to the sides. Paparito escaping a lot of, or Waffly Bat escaping a lot of Paparito's punches. And again, this gives the opportunity for the Dragons to try to dye as many sheep as he can. Don't know what V-Ray was doing right there, but now he's going to dye some sheep. Again, Dragons took the opportunity to dye as much as they could, but here come the Foxes. With 2 minutes coming up, and Paparito once again on the attack. Scar just trying to survive. The Dragons just trying to survive, weather the storm here. Less than 2 minutes. Now, Paparito was punched Waffly Bat again. I'm out of breath. This has been a very grueling season for the Dragons. Their last episode, they had the opportunity to try to win this game with their win over the Grizzlies and pot shot. And the Dragons, a great performance there. I know that it was a random chance game, but they had it was a great show. That pot shot game. And the Foxes, again, what a turnaround story from last season to this season. We'll see what they can do in the playoffs, how far they will make it, if the Foxes will win it this year. All questions to be answered, and more coming to the postseason. And also, guys, please make sure that you'll be there for the All-Star game. The All-Star game is coming July 16th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Please be there. It'll be streamed on Twitch, and then it'll be posted on YouTube afterwards. So, please be there. I do believe that Jake and V-Ray are expected to be the All-Stars of the Foxes. The voting is still technically going on at the time of this recording. But less than 30 to go here, and the Foxes once again just taking control of this game. Dragons do not have a lot of purple sheep on the field. And now we're coming up on 10 seconds here. Can the Dragons make any sort of push to try to make this an even outcome? Alright, now time is up. I did take the liberty of just counting the dragon sheep first. And as you can see, 8, 9, and 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and the last one, 15. I'm not even going to bother counting the foxes. The foxes have the majority, so the foxes have swept the dragons. The dragons' season is over. The foxes have won the battle flag. We will no longer be seeing the dragons in this season again. So let's go put up their flag, and now we can tune into the actual in-game audio. Post edit OTJ is out. Alright, so the foxes have done several things in this episode. They are going to the tiebreaker episode. Their win today has put the Pitbulls in the playoffs, and their sweep today has eliminated the Dragons from the season, which Amy can do.
Want some chicken, bro? Want some chicken?
And that officially eliminates the Dragon from the season. Alright, Dragons, you're the first team to be eliminated from the season. You made a run during the end. You made an entertaining run to try to make the playoffs, but you just fall short here. Scar has changed the skin to something oddly terrifying. We're gonna start with Waffly Bat. You and Scar, as well as Dog Lover, but you and Scar, rookies this season. How would you wrap up the Dragons season this year?
It was good. We did horribly, of course, because why would we do good?
Like I said, you made a push. Unfortunately, you fall short. Scar, first, the number 1 pick in the draft, and you are unfortunately being eliminated. Was there any pressure on you because you were the number 1 pick to try to perform well this season?
I don't know, for real. I don't really got much to even say about this season, you know. Stuff happens. But as long as, you know, Esper's back next season, I'll be back. Hopefully.
And that's what we are going to go ask Esper. You jumped the gun on me. Esper, 5-season veteran. Yeah, you've been through the thick and thin. What makes you, even through all these losses, a loyal Dragon?
It's me.
Well, it is because one of my longtime friends is OCS, yes, but also, I don't know, it feels kind of wrong to go anywhere else.
And you heard from Scar that he will be back if you'll be back. You did sign a 1-year contract with this team. Are you hanging up the curtains, or will we see you back for another season? Do you know that answer right now?
At the moment, I don't know, but it will probably be a yes.
All right. Well,
I've got to get my life sorted out first.
yeah, well, understandable. Well, we really hope we see you back, as well as Scar, and hopefully the Dragons turn it around next year. But that is going to be it for the Dragons season. But tomorrow, Titanium Tigers, Galactic Grizzlies. If the Tigers win a single round, they will go to the playoffs. The Grizzlies need to sweep the Tigers. But I guess just to wrap it up, Dragons, if you had to pick a single team to win this season, we'll go down the line here, Waffly. What team would you have winning the season?
Probably Tigers.
The Tigers. You're having going four Pete champions.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Flame, same question to you. Who would you put your money on to win the whole thing?
If I probably say the alligator.
Alligators. And Scar, what about you? Who would you put your money on to win this season?
Hold on, I got something to say. Yo, V-Ray, you there?
I am here.
Alright, since y'all won, y'all gotta win. Y'all gotta win the whole thing.
Right,
Since y'all
V-Ray, you
y'all
can
gotta
come
win
in the
whole
shot,
thing.
stand next to
It's the only way
Scar.
to make it look good.
So
Yeah, I'm
V-Ray
coming.
is
Hold
still
on, wait.
here with us, but Scar has the Foxes winning this season. Scar, anything you want to say personally to V-Ray?
Lock in, bro. Lock in. Get the chicken out your mouth, bro.
You know, you definitely right about that. Hey, that's my. Ooh, okay, all right, cool. I like that. I was gonna say something, but that's not gonna be allowed in the video. So okay.
All right, well, tomorrow either the Tigers are going back to the postseason or the Grizzlies will get a massive upset and we will have a 5th seat tiebreaker. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, the Dragons, for playing this year. We'll see you in the next episode. Peace out.